Evening, everyone. Today we all are here for day 9 of the FDP. Yesterday, in day 8, we have covered the topic application of SPSS for data analysis, and the session was taken by Dr. Priyanka Chawla, ma'am. So now today we all are here for day 9, and our today's topic is compiling references and bibliography, and the session will be taken by Dr. Krunal Soni, sir. So I feel it a great privilege to introduce Sir. So I would like to invite Sir with his profile. Dr. Krunal Soni is an associate professor of finance and accounting at the School of Management, GSFC University, Baroda. He is having total of 26 publications in various reputable journals like Scopus, ABTC, UGC-CARE, Web of Science, etc. He has received 3 Best Research Paper Award in various international conferences organized by different academic institutions sponsored by UGC and AICTE, and also awarded with Best Faculty of Management Department at Parul Institute of Management, Parul University, Baroda. He has been invited 130 plus times by various B schools, UGC, HRDCs, and research institutes across India as a part of resource person and session chair on various topics of research. He is an external reviewer for the PhD scholars. He had attended more than 20 plus FDP programs, presented more than 19 research papers at various national and international conferences across India and USA, along with 17 seminars and workshops. He is a life member of Grant Academic Portal, Indian Society for Training and Development. He is also the reviewer of Journal of Retaining and Consumer Behavior, Journal of Financial Regulation and Compliance, and Manthan, the Journal of Commerce and Management. So with this word, I would like to invite Sir for the session. Please welcome, Sir.
Thank you, Nikita Madam, for the introduction. Yeah, just confirm the screen sharing.
Sure, Sir.
Yeah, so the screen is visible.
Yes, Sir, visible.
Right. Thank you. Okay, so welcome you all once again on the second last day of the faculty development program. So I think you had all the parameters, which are important for the research and development part. And you must have undergone all the parts, starting from the introduction, literature review, research methodology, data analysis application tools, and today we are at the stage where we have to decide, how to compile references and bibliography, right? So I think this is one of the most important and essential part, because I have taken 2 sessions out of this. One is hypothesis development and testing, and the first one, one more session I have taken up, right? So now this is the third one. So why I'm saying this? Because you must have literature review session, right? So whenever you are doing literature review, right? So these 2 stats are going to be very interlinked, as far as your research journey is concerned. And references are going to play one of the important role as far as your research paper is concerned, your research journey is concerned. Because whenever you are trying to apply, and whenever you are trying to prove that your research to be at the next level or, to the different level, you must need to ensure that you have all the parameters to get tried and tested with the references and bibliography. Because whenever we talks about any quality journals, any quality publications, or we are aiming high for the academic development in terms of, research grant publications, so we must need to have, the first priority to be have the proper compilation of references and bibliography. Because, the quality research is always working on the systematic literature review. And when I'm using this particular terminology called systematic literature review, that means each and every statements that you are drafting in your research paper or proposal, that should be backed and supported by the literatures, So that is where it is going to play a very important and crucial role. And compiling references and bibliography is one of the important parameters out of this. So with that note, I'm starting my presentation. So this is a flow of presentation that we are going to discuss today. First, we are going to discuss the meaning of the references and bibliography. Then we will start how to start with the bibliography and references. So when I'm using this terminology, how to start, that the clear meaning of that, whenever you are starting your journey of research paper on any of the topic that you are looking for, how to begin with the utilization of references and bibliography, right? So this is one of the important steps that we have to see to it. Then we also will see that why people are hunting for good kind of references and bibliography. And that's where we are proving the importance of the references and bibliography. And that's where the topic that we are going to cover as a third part, that why the need of references and bibliography is prevailing into the market, why people are hunting for it, right? So that is where the need of references, different types of bibliography. If at all we are looking for different types of bibliography, then what are the different types of bibliography that we all have to look forward, right? So we also have to see to it that what all different types of bibliography that we have it, and how one particular type of bibliography needs to be justified or answerable or needs to take into consideration as far as your research paper or research proposal is concerned, right? So, and for which irrespective of the different types of references and bibliography styles are available, the ultimate decision about which particular type of references and bibliography that you need to take up, it is going to be based upon the author's guideline, right, in which you are focusing upon as a journal or research proposal. So you must oblige with the author's guideline as far as the types of references and bibliography that needs to be taken into consideration. Then the fifth point that we have to see to it is the different elements, right? What elements you need to take into consideration as far as the references and bibliography is concerned, as far as your research is concerned. So there are different elements of references and bibliography. Mainly, if I talk about, let's say, the name of authors, year of publication of that research paper, title of the research paper, journal where it has been published, volume, issue, page number. So there are many criteria are there. So how this criteria needs to be framed, how they have been accompanied, and how they are going to be, put it into the practices. So that is what we have to see to it, right? This is one aspect. Then different formats, right? Which formats that we need to follow up, right? So there are different kinds of format for managing references and bibliography. How this formats needs to be incorporated, and these formats are going to be vary depending upon the regional, locations, country to country, and requirements of the journals and so on. So with that note, we have to take into consideration, and ultimately, many of people are considering that the terminology called references bibliography are considered to be the same. Although I have also considered the same in my all the above elements, but then in the last element, if you notice, then I had differentiated, because ultimately references and bibliography is not same. There is a slight changes. There are slight thin line of difference that we also have to take into consideration as a part of our research journey. So that also we will discuss. Okay. Then, so what is the meaning of references and bibliography? So it typically refers to the sections, because usually references and bibliography is a end note, or rather I can say the last moment of the papers or research proposal that we are focusing upon. And that's why they have been kept at the end of the sections of the papers, right? Where you are listing down all the resources that you have undergone to take the help of your research. And that help could be anything, right? It could be for one word, and it could be for the 10 pages, right? The length doesn't make any difference as far as the references that you have taken into consideration as far as your research journey is concerned. Even the person is also helping you out, that whatever parameters that you have taken in a one word, that also needs to be taken into consideration as a part of referencing and bibliography. And although the person who has also given an idea that this factor should not be taken into consideration, that person needs to be referred, that needs to be cited as a part of your research paper, because this person has given some work in the market, and that's where you are in a position right now to decide what to do and what not to do. And the person who is giving an idea that this tax should not be done, this also needs to be cited, right? Because they have certain contributions in their work to give you an idea and suggestions. That is what the meaning of referencing in bibliography. And the sources through which the person can refer as a bibliography and references, it is through the books, journal articles, through the various website, you can go for it. Financial reports or any sort of reports that you are referring as, as far as your research topic is concerned, right? So this is also going to play an important role. Interviews, we also have to take into consideration the various interviews, right? And any other materials that contributed to the development of your work, right? So all those aspects we have to take into consideration. The reference sections usually follows the main body of the text and any appendices. So what the reference section says that it contains the main body of the text. What is the main body of the text? Can anybody answer what is the meaning of this main body of the text? What is it?
It's IMRED, that is Introduction, Methodology, Result, and Discussion.
It is a topic, right? If you refer any references in bibliography, you will generally find the topics. Clear? So that is what we were trying to say, that references refers to the topic that we are trying to say. Clear? And that's why
So your voice is
references should.
breaking. Hello?
Sorry.
So it's breaking.
Others, please. My voice is breaking or it is audible to all of you? Just give me a moment. Others, please start now.
So it was still breaking. I mean, now please speak so that I can tell you.
Sorry. Is it audible now?
Yes,
Hello?
sir, now
Is it?
audible.
Yeah. Sound as a problem is audible now. Yeah. Okay. So references includes, these are the parameters of references that talks about, So these are the parameters, So this is the title of the piece that I was talking about, body of the text. Clear? Topic 8, that is in terms of publisher if is applicable, right? And other relevant information that we talk about as far as the references are concerned. The references includes all the parameters as part of the consideration. And what are the of many references? Right. So reference will help you out to narrow down your focuses. How reference is going to help you out to narrow down your focuses? Can anybody give me an idea? Can anybody give me a hint? Because you are at the end of the completion of the faculty development program, right? Tomorrow would be the last lecture. Yes or no?
So still the voice is not clear. It's breaking in between.
Yeah, sir, your voice is not clear. It is breaking.
Hello. I think it is from my side. It is okay. Is it audible now?
No, sir, not clear.
Nikita madam, is it audible or not? What is the problem?
Sir, in between, while you are speaking, in between that sentence are breaking due to, I think, network issue.
Okay, so let me reconnect so that this can be resolved.
Is restarted?
Hello. Am I audible now?
Hello.
Hello. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, still your voice is not clear.
I don't know.
Sir, we can do one thing. We can just switch off our video camera. Then maybe possible there may be some chance that our voice can improve.
Yeah. Just hello. Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Right
That
now,
Yeah, sir.
audible.
Audible now properly?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Clearly
audible.
audible.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank God. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, sorry for inconvenience. Yeah. So we were on that part. Yeah. Can anybody tell me how references can help us out to narrow down the topics? We are on the verge of completion of the FDP. This is the second last day. So how we can say that references can help you out to narrow down the topic or the scope of the research? What is the logic behind this statement? Anywhere? See, this is very important to understand because whenever you are using different parameters of research, so at the same time, we should also know that how to make a proper utilization of all those parameters. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So how this research will help you out to narrow down your focus? Remember your first or second lecture where we were talking about literature review. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So literature review will help you out to decide your title. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
And you are doing deciding of titles, objective, hypothesis, right, is based on what?
ROL, review of literature.
Literature review, right? Systematic literature review. And this systematic literature review needs to be executed with the proper management of what?
Citing the papers, doing the references of the papers.
Exactly. So until and unless if you don't do the references, you are not the right researcher, because you cannot say that you are an inventor of something, right? But you are a researcher. So there is a difference between invention something and research something. Inventing means you are finding out something new thing which is not evolving in this world. But the meaning of research means what is already been evolved, that is already been searched. You are making research on this.
Eh?
Is it clear? Right. So you have to cite those people and you have to give the credit to those people who have already searched through the references. And with this notification through the literature review, you can narrow down your scope, because you should not find out each and everything since beginning, but you should try to provide 0 to 0.001% something new which has not been evolved till today. And that's where the references will help you out to prove your research to be ethically strong. Because how ethically strong? So whenever you are giving credit to the person through the references, that I have taken your this idea into my research, and that's where you are proving and you are giving the credit to that person that this is your contribution and I'm utilizing that contribution to make my research to be more scientific. And that's where you are proving your research to be ethically correct, because you are giving the credit to the right person to whom you have to give it. And that's where you are also trying to prove your research to be original, because you have adopted all those parameters which has been taken by him, but the data and the methodology that you are applying, that is your completely your own and pure. And that's where at the last, references will also help you out to prove the significant in terms of the society, how it is going to be helpful to the society, because the importance of the previous research has already been done through the references. So out of this, what extra things that you are finding out in your research, that's where you can prove your research to be significant to the society. I hope I'm making sense.
Yes, sir.
Right. Research helps to find out in focused area, right? The references help you out in finding focused area. Focused area is nothing but the research gap. Understood? So research gap, whenever any researcher or any evaluator or any editor needs to recheck your research gap, to recheck the research gap, they might utilize these references and bibliography that you have utilized. Clear? Okay.
Yes, sir. But I have a doubt. How can, like, obviously, we do the review of literature. We provide everything. What is the problem? What is the solution? What is the methodology? Everything is used. We provide that. However, but how a evaluator can see that, yes, or can find out whether that gap which a researcher has written exists or not? How he can
See,
find that?
you reach to the gap through the literature,
Yes.
right? So researcher will read both the aspect together first, right? And whenever you have reached to the literature review introduction to the gap, you must have cited a few peoples as a part of supporting statements, right?
Yes.
So, and they will also read your research gap first, and they will check whether whatever gap and literature review that you have focused, does this thing has already been evaluated or not? And if it is there, then also you are trying it. So that means you are proving that although this study has already been done, and I'm also doing it. So that's where the rejection chances will be there. But if at all, out of your literature review, to whom the person has been cited in your paper, and it has been noticed by the editors that no, this kind of research has not happened, but yes, similar kind of research might happen on the particular geographical locations or different variables on the same topic, but this variable and this location has not been researched. That's where your gap has been authentic. Here.
So, but maybe, for example, for a new person or for a new researcher like me, okay, I mean, I have seen people doing this. So, uh, like,
No,
what?
be open, nothing to worry. Okay.
Because, Hanji, sir, because I have so many doubts because I have just entered. तो सर मैंने जो रिसर्च गैप लिखा है तो जो बाहर से एक्सटर्नल आते हैं उसमें उनको कैसे मालूम पड़ेगा कि हाँ ठीक है मैं तो लिखने के लिए तो कुछ भी लिख सकती हूँ राइट एक्सटर्नल विल नॉट come and he will not see the whole paper.
Right. So you are talking about on which platform? Are you talking
Yes.
about conference evaluation?
जी सर.
Are you talking on the platform of in conferences at various places that is happening?
No sir, for the title registration as of the moment I am talking about, or for the 6
Where to
monthly
register
presentation.
title?
जी sir.
Where to register the title? At which platform you are talking about? Are you talking in terms of journal publication? Are you talking in terms of conference registration? Are you talking about PhD thesis evaluation? Which platform are you
जी
talking?
sir. Yes, I am talking about the title registration. I am talking about the PhD thesis, and already I am also asking about the research paper because slowly and gradually now my guide is asking me to write the research papers, right? So that also will be evaluated by the external because that I'll have to show in my 6 monthly. So now my first step is title registration. So for the first answer that I would like to expect from you is for the title registration rather than and then go ahead with the thesis and the research papers.
See, for journal, it is a rigorous process if you talks about the quality journals. Okay.
Okay.
The treatment for PhD thesis is going to be very depending upon the university where you are applying.
Okay.
The quality of university, ratings of the university, and the treatments to be given on every researcher on case-to-case basis. I cannot say that one particular university in Gujarat, right, and one particular university in MP would have the same approach, right?
Okay.
So there could be a different approach. Sometimes, people are accepting any of the work, and sometimes the people are having rigorous approach. But yeah, if you ask me the authentic approach, then this is the way that the quality journals are adopting. Means, if at all any research has been done at any corner of the world and the same thing you are repeating in your research, then there is no research when the things are already been searched, right? Out of that things, if at all you are trying to prove 0.01% extra out of this research, then it has a relevance to the society. That society will get something extra, something new out of this part. Otherwise, the thing which is already been identified, nothing to go and further do the analysis on that part. It is called repetition of work, right?
So how we can find out that that particular study? I mean, I don't know. Like, I am finding it on the Google Scholar. I am finding the different research papers, different reports on the
See,
Scopus.
one
Maybe
one one important thing is whatever references I'll give you a shortcut. Whatever references that you have taken up, that references should not be covered the one particular variable that you are trying to prove unique as a part of your research gap in your research. Because I understand that today the research papers are in lakhs, so I cannot go and have check every research paper. But at least you have might be 100 quality research paper. So out of that research paper, the variables on the things that you are trying to take should not be the part of it. Is it
should
clear?
not be the part, but maybe like suppose a study is done in Mumbai or maybe any of the city in India, maybe Kerala. I can,
So
because
see,
that's
city
been
is
told
not only the thing.
by our
See,
faculties.
no, no,
That's that's a
city
research
is
gap.
no, city is not only the criteria, madam. There are
So then,
other criteria also, like what variables that you have to taken up. You can conduct online banking survey in Mumbai, and the next researcher will also be able to conduct in Mumbai. I'm not saying that. But out of this online banking, whatever new features, let's say there is AI introduction in banking. So now there is a scope to have this, research on online banking through the AI. So AI is one of the new variables that you can try, because till the today in Mumbai, there is no research has happened in AI in online banking. So I cannot deny that the person cannot do the research in Mumbai. So geographical location is one of the criteria out of the multiple criteria. I'm telling you. But out of these multiple criteria, even if you can differentiate any one of the criteria as a part of uniqueness of your research, then definitely you can proceed. And that could be the part of your research gap. And those parts should be fulfilled by looking at all the references that you have provided, that this part has not been covered out of all the 100 references that I have deployed in my research paper. Clear?
yes, sir. But obviously, sir, I mean, the variables that we are talking about, it should not be there only in the 100 papers or whatever papers.
Obviously, if it is there in a similar manner, I'm not saying that not there. See, if you gradually start working, you will came to know. Because if at all same variables are there, see, मैंने बोला कि there are multiple variables, multiple parameters rather, I can use the terminology. So if I'm doing in Mumbai, so that should be the other researcher might have done in Mumbai. So there is a changes in variable, right? Now, one research is on primary data, then my research could be on secondary data as well, right? One research has objective differentiation, right? Then I should have the different objectives to prove my different variables. Are you getting it? Even target audience can be the different part of the research, right? Let's say somebody has done online banking perception towards Gen Z consumers. So I can go with old age consumers. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Right? So anything which could be unique, right? Which has not been done. And it could be any part of the research. I'm not saying that only location, variables, age, craft criteria. Even you can find out the online banking perception for female candidates, female consumers. Yeah, so this is how you can be the part of this. Is just an brief, very what I can say, layman example I'm portraying in front of you. Otherwise, research can be go into very deeper sense when you are going into deep dive into the sea of the research. And for that, initially you have to start with the very basic level, and gradually you will gain it. Try to attend multiple conferences, FFDPs. So gradually you will start learning it. But At the same time, after attending the FDP, you have to start working on it so that gradually you will grab an idea and every day you will improve yourself. It is not an overnight journey. Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So target audience is obviously the people, the population from where whom you are going to collect the data, right?
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
And you are going to collect your samples out of
Okay.
the population,
Okay. Okay.
right?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay. So references is also going to help find it out, the quality of work, right? Which was I was answering to the madam, right? That's where the person can be able to find out whether your work is qualitative in terms of the gap, previous researcher, how fundamentally you have proven your idea, what objectives you are trying to prove based on your title, and how the methodological part has been executed by looking at the overview of the idea from the previous researcher. So these all are going to be the part of the benefits of the references, right? And we must need to execute these functions very carefully. Okay. So this is one research cycle, right? So madam is a beginner, so she might be feeling like this, right, when she was asking the questions. And obviously, this is, everybody will face this situation. But if at all we are handling the situations with care in a proper way, then we should not fall into this way, right, where we are facing what we have done at this stage, right? So research is all about citing, making records, identifying few clues and parameters, and then only you will proceed further, right? So that is where you have to be very cautious in this aspect. So whenever you are collecting any literatures, so first of all, identify the literatures which are relevant to your topic, right? It should not be like that you will read each and everything, right? Let's say I have searched 1,000 articles, right? I have searched 1,000 articles. I find out 500 articles which are relevant to me, right? So now I skip this 500 and I'll read these 500 articles. Out of 500 articles, I found that 250 articles are more relevant to me, so that I have tried to write them into some layman language, like whenever we are doing literature. So there are a few important things that we have to note it down as a part of important things of research. Let's say the title of the researcher, year of publications, then objectives of the research, hypothesis of the research, variables of the research, research gap, data collection tools, data analysis tools, and findings and conclusion. So if at all we have worked out in this manner, so we have the clarity of all these 250 researchers in terms of literature review, right? So once we have done this, we do not have to remember this, right? If at all if these things are in writing with systematic way, this is called systematic literature review, right? You should prepare a format in Excel file or Word file, whatever you prefer. You jot it down all the important points as a part of your research. So what happens at this stage, whenever you are sitting for writing or drafting your literature review, you should not feel that out of this box, how much should I eat and how much should I not eat, because I have everything in records. So whenever I have mentioned this writing stage at this level, so this person is making mistakes. He's just drafting the common literature review in paragraph. But now what I'm doing it, I'm not drafting in paragraph, but I'm drafting the literature based on parameters. So that is a difference. Either you draft literature in parameters or either you draft in paragraph. But I'm doing it in parameters. So what happens is, if this person is drafting in paragraph, right? So he's in this stage, right? Whenever he has to make a final drafting, that he don't know, right? Like this person is not having an idea what to eat and what to live. So this person is also on the same stage, because you should not reach every line of paragraph. And after a certain period of time, whenever you are doing 250 literature by your own, so at certain stage, you are reaching at this level, कि मैं क्या करूं और क्या ना करूं, right? So this is called range stage. So we should not fall into this stage. So rather we should do the work at this level appropriate. So whenever we reach at this stage, so we have clear-cut identified criterias that according to my research, which sample size, which sampling techniques, which data variables, which data analysis tools is going to be fitted. So I'll take those 100 papers for my literature review and I'll skip the 150 papers. Are you getting it? Understood? So these 100 papers I'll completely take as my research help. So this is going to turn out to be bibliography, and this is turn out to be references. Why? because it has given me an idea that what not to take, and this has given me an idea what to do, right? So this has given me an idea what to do, and this has given me an idea what not to do. Are you getting my point? The theme that we have started in the beginning, right? So out of these 50 papers, I have taken the idea and I'll take the 100 papers. So when I'll reach at this stage for the final drafting, I should not do this task repeatedly. That I'll again open all the papers and repeatedly I'm doing that task again and again. Why? Because at this stage, I had not done the work scientifically. And if I tackle this stage scientifically, I'll not fall myself into this trouble. Is it clear?
So scientifically, as in on which parameters? Because we have also done in paragraph only.
I'll show you, madam. Wait for it. Just a minute. I'm sharing again the screen for showing you. So scientific in this manner, right? So I think today we are taking idea of literature review and references both together. Yeah. So this is called scientific way of writing, right? If at all you are maintaining this kind of records, right? So your work is going to be very easy. Yeah, right. Let's say if you want to make your geographical location. So can you see this location country? This is
Yes,
title. This is author. This is a country where it has been conducted. Year of
yes,
publication, right? Journal and issue date, right? So here is the theme of journal. Even you are planning to publish your paper. So you, if you are planning to have a Scopus or ABDC journal, you also have to decide the scope of the journal where you have to publish your paper. So accordingly, you can decide based on your topic which kind of journal you can target, right? So this is one of the aspect. Industry which you are focusing, banking. What kind of research questions has been covered in this research,
scope. Scope is in the industry.
right?
So scope, just now you mentioned about scope. What is it?
Not scope, industry. Scope of publications. I'm saying scope of publications,
Okay, okay.
right? So that is also you can cover up. What kind of research questions has to be covered as a part of your study? So this is kind of psychological contract. So this kind of questions you can always incorporate as a part of your study, right? So this is how, so even if you are planning to take your variable, right? Because variable always comes from the questions. So which kind of questions needs to be answered as a part of your research? So here is a demonstration of the research questions that you need to target. And based on questions, how the objective needs to be framed. So this is one of the objective that has been framed, right? Based on the questions and objective, which kind of model needs to be used. So here the model of HR strategies has been used. And variables, what kind of variables has been taken up based on the consideration of questions, objectives, and models, right? So here I'll also get an idea that this model is going to cover, right, some proxy measurement, and employee commitment, psychological contracts, right, out of these variables that we have seen. Sample design. So whenever you have to collect your samples, so you must have to decide the sampling design, because to whom you are targeting and how you are going to targeting this particular audience as a part of data collection. So based on this, you have to decide your sampling design. Sample size for your reference. So if at all you are going for publication, so 107 sample size this person has taken up. So you should also go with that part. Sampling method, the types of method through which the data collection has been done. So this is non-probabilistic convenience. That means the person to whom you are taking the responses, you have already, taken those samples to be well informed, right? The person who is well experienced, because you are not trying to take any random samples, but you are only trying to take your samples from those people who have already idea about the topic on which you are doing the research. That's where the non-probabilistic convenience samplings can be worked out. Data collection through structure questionnaire, hypothesis, right? So the main hypothesis is psychological contracts in the banks are highly fragmented, right? Statistical tool, descriptive statistics, correlation and regression analysis. Major findings. So this is the findings that you can report out of this data analysis and interpretation functions. And this is final source. So if at all I have done this exercise and anything which I missed out or anything which I will have to look forward again, so I should not go to Google and type the questions and again, right? I'll just copy this link again and paste it on Google Scholar. It drag me to the paper again, and for which I do not need to download the papers and submit it. I have seen many stupid practices in many universities that you download the papers, submit the papers. Why the person needs to be downloaded, right? Whenever the things are available online, nothing to download. Whenever you read it, whenever you require, you just go and access the paper, right? So this is how the systematic works can be done. I hope you have the idea, madam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very well explained. Thank you so much, sir. So, but I would, if you could just show it back to me, because I would like to see the variables from the questionnaire. You told that variables comes from the questionnaire, right?
Right, but let's collect this. We have a discussion in person, because we'll collect the topic for today. I think you are planning to call me, right? So anyways, you can call me and we will definitely discuss.
All right, sir. All right. Certainly, sir. All right, sir. Grateful. Yes, sir.
So otherwise, today's topic will be missed out because we have only 10
I'm so
minutes.
sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. All right.
No issue. Right. So this is where we have to provide right? I have already provide you the demonstration of Excel files, so through which you can see this. The slide is also saying the same things. You have to provide the relevance in terms of the societal importance based on the existing literature and societal needs. Also, you have to provide existing research in terms of research gap, trends, and existing knowledge. And that's where the references is going to be help you out, right? I told you in the last line that whatsoever parameters I have taken in Excel, but although if I missed out something, so I can take out the link of that papers, right? And again, research that things, right? So this is where it has to be. You have to define the contribution of the previous researchers, right? How they have contributed into different parameters, different variables, right? And that's where you are proving your research to be on ethically correct. And that's where I was telling you, whenever the editors are looking for the quality papers, they will always check the references, right? Whether this thing has been done in the previous authors which has been cited by you or not. And that's where you are trying to prove your idea to be on unique side, that this is not has been done, right? So this is where the references is going to be help you out. So yes, so structure your paper. So references is also help you out in a manner to structurize your paper in terms of chapterization. So here is your chapterization schemes that you can always see to it, right? So it starts with introduction, literature review, then gap is a part of methodology, and all the other parameters of research methodology in terms of data collection tools, data analysis tools, sampling techniques, sampling design, research design, all those things needs to be done. Here is the analysis and discussion, and finally you have to conclude your title. Whenever clear language, right? So references, clear language. References also help you out to mention clear language and layman language to make your research to be understandable on common platform. Citation always be there in any of the citation site, APA, MLA, Chicago, Harvard, Vancouver, IEEE, we will see to it, right? So this is how the references is going to help you out, right? So this is one of the paper, right? So if at all you are planning to refer, so any quality journals are always going for this kind of quality journal papers like Scopus, ABDC, Web of Science, right? So they always prefer that whatever references that has been put by the any researcher who has published the paper to, in their journal. So they are expecting that the references should be done from the quality journals. That's where the research should be proved in terms of more scientific grounds. And that's where references are playing major role. So these are the quality journals which I have already told about: Scopus, Web of Science, Google Scholar, Taylor and Francis, right? ABDC, Web of Science, and MDPI journals, right? So all these platforms you can utilize. So why do research? I think we have done enough discussion to provide the credits to the other researcher and to give the recognition to that particular person for his authentic work and excellent work. And to make your work more informative, even you are publishing your paper, and once your paper has been published, So you are making this platform opens for the future researcher. So if at all they wants to take an idea from the same topic of the research that you have already done, they can always cite your paper, right? So that's where you are making your information available to the future researcher. And that's when a network building activity is going to be happen, right? I already told my all the previous two sessions that research is a network building activity. Do connected, do take an idea, always take a help, always be in a contact of those person you which you found to be most suitable in terms of his knowledge of research, right? So that's where you will learn, right? Let's say this madam was struggling as a beginner. So you always be in a touch with those person who has done the research rather than, putting yourself into trouble every time. So that's where your major qualities, major queries needs to be resolved, right? Because what happens is we are hunting alone, and at the same time, if you ask to that person, right? So whenever you are hunting alone, it might take 20 hours, but if you contact to the person who know it, then the query might get resolved in 2 hours, and that's where the confidence building will go up, and that's where you will start, mounting your research journey, and that is the steps that we have to follow. Yeah. So this is what the research journey, right? Right. So this is annotated bibliography. So annotated bibliography means you have to provide 2-3 lines of, the crux of the research in terms of credibility, authority, and usefulness, right? So whatever research that has been done by those researchers, you have to prove those research, immediately after the bibliography, you have to provide 3 to 4 lines bifurcation of this. Then selective bibliography. So you will only provide the bifurcation of those bibliography which you feel that very exhaustive, right? And which is very important for your research, and from which you have taken major work for your research work. So here you can also make 3 to 4 lines out of the sources of topic, as a keywords or important things that you found out to be most significant out of this research. So that's where selective bibliography needs to be executed. Subject. So subject bibliography helps researchers to locate resources. So what you are doing it, instead of making random bibliography, you are trying to differentiate the bibliography based on the variables that you have taken, right? So let's say if online banking is there, so user friendliness is one of the variables. So whosoever researcher has done the research on user friendliness, I'll keep those references. Then timely completion or speedy, transactions. So I'll have these references for the speedy transaction, and I'll keep those references. And again, I would have the third variable, and again I'll proceed. So subject-wise, variable-wise, topic-wise, I'll keep generating this bibliography. Are you getting it? And those bibliography can be from anywhere, either from the journals, articles, websites, or any other sources through which you can take it out. Exhaustive. So it is used for comprehensive literature review or reference tool for scholars conducting in-depth. So here you are trying to mention more parameters of the particular researcher has done in his research after the bibliography. So you can have the, sometimes more parameters of the references. Chronological means A to Z, right? So you arrange them into sequence alphabetically or number, whatever is preferable. Either you can do it from the name of the person alphabetically, or you can always start from the year of publications in terms of earlier to recent and recent to earlier. Depends upon the researcher choice and the need of the journals. Descriptive bibliography, you will provide some historical backgrounds of the authors, his work, and special collection that he has made in his research. That means you are trying to describe his research contribution in 3 to 4 lines as a part of descriptive bibliography. So what are the elements of references in bibliography ultimately? So name of the author should be there, and it starts from the last name and the first letter of the name. Let's say my name is Krunal Soni, right? So what should be the part of this, right? So Soni, right? And only K will appear, not full name, right? So you can see this. Can you see this? This is one of the paper. Let's say I was having APA style. So this is first author as a me, and this is my second author, Desai.n, right? And this is year of publication, right? And these are the various references style that you can refer over here. Apart from this 5, there are other more, let's say here is MLA, APA, Chicago, IEEE, and CSE, but you can have Vancouver, Harvard, right? So you can see this Harvard and Vancouver here, right? So these are the multiple way of preparing references. So this is how it should be. This is one of my paper in ABDC journal, right? So, and this is how the references needs to be executed, right? Okay. Then, so this is format of APA style. So you can see this. If I'm going with MLA style, so my full name is appearing from last name to first name. Then my other author name is, right, Maulik Desai. So other author name is starting from first name and last name. Can you see this? And this is the title of the paper, right? This is title of the paper. Can you see this? This is the name of journals, right? This is ABDC listed journal, category B, and this is volume, and this is issue number. And here it is year of publication. Can you see this? And this is page number. On which page? From abstract to references. This is a page number under which my paper has been covered. And now I'm switching to MLA to APA. You can see the difference, right? So see the difference that the criteria has been changed. Now you can see this, instead of full name, only last name and first name, first letter of the name is appearing. Same way for my previous next author, surname and name, year of publications, from here to here. Earlier it was here, now it has been here. Title no change, journal no change, right? But year of publication from here it has gone to here, and there was one change in the name of the authors. Volume, issue, and page number needs to be same, nothing to change, right? So this is how the changes is happening. Now you can see this again. The full name is appearing, right? But again, the year of publication from here, it went here, right? And you can see this volume number, and issue number was in bracket. If you see the previous slide, then issue number was in bracket. Can you see this issue number in bracket? But now it has been changed to number 1, right? It has been mentioned with number 1. So that is number 1 issue. And page number is common, title and journal name is common. So, right, so this is how the references is changing. So what is the basic difference between the references of bibliography, right? So bibliography and references is, right, this is a basic difference, that bibliography is a list of everything you read, whether or not you reflected in your work, and references is means the ultimate work that you have taken as a part of your quality work that you have already cited or taken as a help of your research work. So this is what the compilation of references and bibliography in terms of format, types, parameters, importance, and differences. So, and you can get the references from all these parameters, right? All these parameters are going to be considered as a part of your references and bibliography, right? And parameters to find out your quality references, you can always refer good university publications, journals publications. You can always refer to the person who is having good citations. You can go for network analysis through the bibliometric analysis, right? Where you can find out the person who is working on the same topic where you are working through the bibliometric analysis, and you can approach to that person also to help you out in that way, right? So there are multiple parameters that you have to evolve and you can explore, right? It depends upon the interest of the researcher and how they're executing as a part of their interest, right? So this is what it is. Reasons for references. So we have already discussed, to narrow down your topic, to prove your topic to be ethically correct, to differentiate between the work of qualitative and the quantitative, means the person who is publishing the paper with more number of papers and the person who is publishing less number of paper with good content. That's where we are making a difference, right? Which is somehow missing in PhD work, right? So here I'm ending, right? So this is my contact details. So if at all you have any queries, right, so always be reach it out, right? Any query, any sort of problem that you faced, right, under your research work. So I'm always there to help, nothing to be worried. I know you had lot many questions, and it's good to know that you have lot many questions, because that should be the starting point of your research. And you must admire that you have lot many questions. That's why you want to become a researcher, right? So you have a hunger to search out, and that's where you can be proven as a researcher, right? So This is my ORCID ID. So if at all you want to refer my research paper, so this is my ORCID ID, right? You can refer this ORCID ID for my papers anytime, right? This is Scopus based paper and this is my contact number. So if at all you want to reach it out for any aspect, you can always be there. I'm ready to help you out. And yeah, so this is how, and this is from my side. If at all you have any questions or any query still, then I'm ready to answer. Now the stage is open. Thank you. Yes, please. Any questions? Now, no questions. Yes, yes.
Hello.
Yes, madam.
Sir, because it's not mentioned what is volume and what is issue, because sometimes, I mean, that's why I want to clear.
No,
Like,
no. If you are going with predatory journals, that would be an issue. Otherwise, no Scopus, ABDC, Web of Science, MDPI journals are without volumes and issues. So it also going to affect which source of you are utilizing for finding journals. Are you getting it?
yes, sir.
And there are very many tools to find out good quality journals if you don't have the access of paid version, right? But it takes long time, right? So yeah, I have the idea, right? Many software, many extensions are available to find out this kind of paper. So we'll discuss in person if at all, if you have any queries in the future, right? But yeah, any other questions if you have it? But no journals without volume and issue, that I assure you.
So, which is what is the difference between volume and issue, sir?
Volume and issue means, let's say if I'm coming out with March month for publication, right? But let's say if I have more paper, then I, instead of going with one issue, I'll have 5 issues or 6 issues, so that I can cover up the total number of paper that I have accepted from the researcher. So issue means in the particular month, the number of other other issues has been issued. Let's say if you go into any journal website, you will find out volume. Volume can be published in a month, right? There is a cycle of publication, if you notice, quarterly or something. So every quarter the volume will be generated. But out of this volume, let's say in this quarter, the paper has been increased and we were planning to have 2 issues per quarter. But now the journal has been issued. So many journals are coming out into the market with the tagline called special issue. So whenever the volume of paper has been increased, so and the journal found to be suitable to publish, they have the rights to increase the issues. So let's say one issue consists 10 paper and now they have 23 papers. So they must have to introduce third issue where they can cover 3 more papers. Clear? Hello, is it clear, madam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any other doubts?
Hello, sir.
Yes, Kirti madam, boliye.
Sir, is there any softwares available to cite references?
Yes, Zotero, Mendeley.
Sir, they take references from literature review section.
Obviously, they will help you out to make your literature review also.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
We are planning to have this. I had already talked with RFI, so we'll try to come out with me only if it is possible. Please join it very soon. I had already word with it, so when it is going to be work out, I'll let you know. Or rather, I don't have the context, but yeah, the RFI team will reach to you. Very soon we will plan Zotero and Manley reference management.
Okay, sir.
Right, Aishwarya madam, you have any questions?
Yes, sir. What is the difference between bibliography and reference?
As I told, no, bibliography means whatever ideas we have taken, what to do, what not to do, and references means the thoroughly idea that we have executed in your research paper in terms of variable data analysis, data collection, sample size, everything you have tried to follow somehow or others, right? So that is references. That is, you have referred.
Okay, sir.
Clear, all of you? Any more questions?
So still I have question in bibliography and references, because been told that that is same only. So bibliography and references, the sort of paragraphs that we write, or you can say the sort of summary that we write from the once we do a summary of a particular paper, that is bibliography.
See, bibliography is like, whatever you have, proven as a part of methodology, sample size, techniques, any one idea, even do you have taken from any of the paper, that is bibliography. And references means you have referred those things as a part of your introduction kind of things, or even for some aspect which has not to be incorporated in your research paper. That is also be the part of bibliography. Are you getting my point? Hello? Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, any more questions?
Participants, you can ask question. If you have any doubt, please ask.
So we know the references style. So that is only called as bibliography. That's been we told.
Both are having
But
the
now
same style. Both are having the same style. They both have been maintained in the same style, same format. At a one paper, the format cannot be differentiated. Right? If any particular journal is following APA style, then both the things are maintained in the same style. You cannot differentiate between bibliography and references, that bibliography should be in APA and references should be MLA. But yeah, every journal to journal, it has to be differentiated. Let's say if I'm publishing in UK, so UK usually follows MLA style. If I'm publishing in USA, so they are using APA style because it has been evolved by the Americans. Right? So every criteria has. If I'll go with Harvard publication, if I have Harvard journal, so I have to follow the Harvard publication, references. They have their own references style.
so this references style is only the bibliography, right, sir?
No, there is a difference, right? There are lot many sciences there, right? How can I explain you? References and bibliography should be maintained in that style. First of all, try to understand. Second aspect is references and bibliography means everything that you have taken out from the research. Somehow, I'm saying 0.01% also, that is bibliography, because that paper you have referred and executed in your research. That's why it is it is bibliography, right? Sorry, that's why it is references, right? You have referred and executed. That's why it is references. But bibliography means you have referred. Let's say we were at the stage like you have covered 500 literature review, but out of that you are considering 100 only, right? Then we have scrutinized to 250 when writing, literature review in the Excel sheet. But out of this 150, you feel it, the parameters are not up to the mark, but yes, you have referred those paper as a part of your theory building or taking the supporting tools. So this is called to be references. You have referred those papers for even what not to execute in your research, right? There are certain papers who will give you completed idea, and there are certain papers who will just give you a glimpse of it. So the things which is glimpse of it in terms of to execute or not to execute, this is called references. And bibliography means the thoroughly in terms of variable data analysis, data collection, all those parameters you have executed in your research work, that is going to be the references. Understood? But they have been maintained either in APA, MLA, and cover. There is no differentiation. But the headings could be different. Bibliography and references. Clear? But they cannot be the same heading, bibliography/references. Right. In my presentation, I have purposefully kept, because when the people is appearing my session, they have the same mindset. And when they end with the session, they have the question like this, today you have it. Clear?
Yes, sir. So
Okay.
obviously, sir, references, like if I did the references of 500, as you told, but that I'm not including and that I'm not executing in my research work. So that will be a reference. That will not be a bibliography, right?
500, if at all you are going with 500, to 500 related to your topic, right? Let's say you are opening any links. So that might be your topic, that might not be your topic. So the topic which is not be the part of yours should not be included. You have to skip that. But even though it is a part of your topic and still not giving much idea about your research, then it is a part of bibliography. Clear?
Uh,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Right. So I think it's too huge. We have conducted the session. Yeah. Thank you so much for connecting. I hope I had tried to solve your queries somehow. Right. But yeah, any for detailed understanding, if at all you have any query, always reach it out to me. No issue for that. Thank you so much for Research Foundation of India, Ajay sir, Saurabh sir, and wonderful, lovely audience. We had a huge interactions today also in the session. I hope you have enjoyed this session throughout, and it will be helpful to you in the future to cap your references and bibliography to the up to the mark. And thank you so much to the lovely audience for your patient listening, and more interestingly, to be more interactive. Thank you, Nikita madam, for coordinating for again today's session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to you for this wonderful session. It was very interesting to hear you. And I hope everyone enjoyed your this session. So thank you so much, sir. And thank you, participants. We will be tomorrow. We will again meet with different topic. So please stay with us. Thank you.
Madam has any again query?
No, no, sir. Thank you so much. Even I mean, I would like to thank you. This is the most interesting and the most. I mean, I have asked the most questions. You every session was good. It was 9 out of 10. But yes, your session is 11 out of 10.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry. Right.
Patiently, you handle all the queries, sir, and reply them. Thank you, sir.
Right. Thank you.
Tomorrow we have valedictory session. So connect with us. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.